I don't know. The word stand-in in that sentence makes it seem like it might be a stand-in. I don't know, Nev.
No, but I got linked to a Facebook post by Infamous's roster. That's bizarre. That's not a stand-in. That's a tryout. That means you're playing on the team for the duration of the turn.
Nev, you there?
From the game.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They banned my one of my least favorite, or they picked one of my least favorite heroes. They grabbed the Troll Warlord here.
Never rage quits.
All right. That's something that you said was just an absolutely dead hero. A lot of time when you see the Troll Warlord picked up, Pangolier is like the number one counter to it. You're just able to disarm him and completely ruin his game. And Pango isn't banned out yet. They banned out the Invoker in the first phase instead, who is able to kind of ruin the Troll Warlord's life by just like throwing down ice walls, cold snapping him, EMPing him down, tornadoing him when he's trying to ultimate. Like so much control will disable, stop him from accomplishing things in his ult period. But again, Pangolier is the number one thing that comes to mind. It's very easy to run him in the mid lane or the off lane here and run the Mars in the mid or the off. I think it does fit into the draft fairly well.
It's one of those things though, like the main thing that I can see behind them picking it is like the fact that it gives them a pretty strong lane. They do ban out the Magnus here, which would be one of those heroes that helps amplify the Troll Warlord's farming speed. And that's one of the things that he's going to struggle with against the Luna, right? Like he will not be able to keep up with the Luna in net worth as long as she doesn't get shut down in this off lane. But I think her lane's pretty okay. Like she's got this clockwork to be in front of her. She should be able to farm fairly easily. Troll Warlord does have to be a little bit careful about his safe lane positioning. He'll probably have to play mostly in ranged form. Just because if he does eat a spear into arrow, he still can get bursted down. He's not super tanky. He does have a lot of armor, but definitely lacks a little bit of health in the beginning of the game. Get rid of the puck there.
Having all the armor in the world isn't going to help you against the amount of magical damage that is coming into play here, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Puck has gotten rid of instead of the Pangolier. I'm calling it Pangolier last pick. Ricky, I bet you one Mate Mate.
10 seconds
remain. I don't want to give you a Mate Mate. I want my Mate Mate.
5 seconds.
Well, too bad. It's time for you to ante up.
Okay, sure. I'll wager you one Mate Mate. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good bet for me. Which team's picking it? You think it's simply two-based?
Yep. Unless Infamous gets him with the deny pick, but it is very unlikely.
Okay.
Do I have to wait? I'm just betting that Pango is picked up here, and it's likely going to be simply two-based.
Okay. Okay.
But either way, if Pango is picked, I win.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. Now, what do you think the last pick in this game is going to be?
I'm gonna say we're probably looking at Dragon Knight.
All right.
Very bold pick, hero. I know. Very bold.
Well, we've got a lot of other anime characters here. We've got Luna, we've got Mirana, we've got Clockwork, all in the first season of Dragon's Blood.
Wait, Clockwork?
Yeah.
Dyer's turn to pick.
Okay, if you don't pick DK here, I am so confused. You have to pick DK here, right? Is it not one of the best heroes? Isn't it not one of the best heroes that against Storm Spirit?
It's not. Pango will be. Pick Pango.
10 seconds.
You'll see.
I'm excited to see it. Either way.
I want my Mate Mate.
All right, Neph, you seem to have lost.
Is that the new set that came with the Nemestis update that just happened?
I don't think so, Neph. Might want to clean your glasses there, buddy.
Are you sure? They just released like a blue Skywrath Mage set. Maybe they're releasing a blue Pango.
With an extra pair of legs as well.
I don't know. It looks a lot like Leshrac, but that can't be right. So last pick is Pangolier here, and Ricky owes me a Mate Mate.
Clearly. Ugh. So close, Neph. So close.
Well.
What do you think of the last year, though?
I think it's a superior mid lane matchup, and it's going to give them a lot of tower damage. They went a lot like the same sort of game plan that they went last time with early, looking to end things early. They wanted to, I think, mix things up with Dragonite and do a little bit more tower damage when the enemy team is dead, and Diabolic Edict is going to do that. So I do like it quite a bit. I think if they could take towers earlier, if they can get to the enemy base, finally break the high ground and take Rakus, they're not going to let it go to the late game. If you go to the late game against a Troll Warlord, you're just going to fall apart. Luna really doesn't like dealing with the Troll Warlord. Any heroes that can kind of get on top of her and start trading with her. So
That is true.
I think that the Leshrac is going to be able to pump out a lot of magic damage, and they'll be able to win this game earlier on. I need simply TOOBASED to do this. I know I'm hyped about my new South American overlords, just completely wiping the floor with the NA teams and the qualifiers here, but we need at least one rep to make it through the first round here. And TOOBASED, I want them to be that team.
I feel you, man. I'm with you on that. We'll see what happens, though, as we're just about to jump into the game.
All right, show me those stats. They fixed them, by the way. It was just blank yesterday. I'm not sure if you remember.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Maybe that's what the update today was.
84 to 54 on Leshrac. I annihilate the absolute gamer. How can this guy lose?
By letting your throne die, I believe, would probably be the easiest way.
You're so clever, Ricky.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the odds here while we're waiting. A little bit of favorite here for Infamous, but overall pretty even. I'm not that surprised. I think this makes a lot of sense.
All right, I have another update from the admin. The admin says that the manager of Infamous told him that Alone was a stand-in and not an official player. So the players told me that he was a stand-in. The manager said he was a stand-in, but the Infamous official Facebook post said that he's playing the entire tournament. I'm as confused as you are. I know I absolutely love giving the viewers information about the teams and what's going on. I feel like it's one of my jobs as a broadcaster is to give you a little bit of insight as to what's going on behind the scene and telling a story. But I am very confused here.
Yeah, that's
I would very much like to know who is on Infamous.
That'd be some useful information, honestly.
Nah, I'm gonna have. There's definitely gonna be words between me and the Infamous manager, and I'm going to hand it off tomorrow to the lovely duo of Kmart and ET, who are going to be taking over the stream for a couple of days for us, as we get some much needed rest. We've worked hard these last 2 days, Ricky.
We have indeed.
So our 2-day work week before we go on our vacation. But I'll hopefully have some information for them they can convey to you guys in the coming days here. But still pause. King RD seems to be having some network trouble, so give us a chance to look at where everybody is and where they're going. We got Alone here on the Storm Spirit, Lumiere on the Troll Warlord, basically what we'd expect. Sacred on the position 3, Tibersaw, Michael on the Hoodwink playing pause 4, and finally Elder Titan. We've got Excel here, A. And I'm excited to see a little bit more Elder Titan. He's not going to have a very good time against the Clockwork like you were talking about, though. So, on the Clockwork, we have Empyrean, the 5, had a bit of a lackluster performance on the Oracle in the last game. His positioning just felt like a little bit off a lot of the time. Wasn't able to get those saves when he needed to come in clutch. Position 4, we got Jubei. Yeah, King of Black and Yellow, absolute beast. I love this guy. His post-game interview was hilarious.
That was
King
such a
RD
good interview.
was just reconnected to the game. Oh, yeah. You could hear the rage in that man's voice. That is power right there. NA Dota runs on spite. I annihilate on the Leshrac playing position 2, and of course, B-Daddy, B-God, Boris here on the Luna. He's looking to run it back from last game. Hopefully has a little better of a start this time around as well.
I did not know that was a voice line for Mars. That's quite creative.
Unbelievable, we're seeing what just happened.
All right, we are finally into the game number 2 here, Infamous. Obviously with the 1 game advantage here. Looking to close out the series for a swift 2-0, while simply TOOBASED need a win here to keep it going.
Well, no bloodbath this time around. We've seen a lot of blood at these rune fights, it feels like.
We have indeed. 4 heroes smoked up here from TOOBASED as they walk into the enemy jungle, but aren't going to find anything as they're sitting over on the other side. Do they really have much catch? I mean, I guess they do have a clockwork.
Michael's going to run into Boris here in the top lane, but a couple clicks, they're just going to disengage from each other, it looks like. Boring stuff. I wanted to see action. I wanted blood at the start of this game, Ricky. I'm very disappointed. Instead, we can talk about nerd stuff like vision and deep wards and courier snipes that this Moran is going to get off. This one seems to be a very popular one. Supports and safe lane heroes sent out items at the start of the game, and Miranda being able to move around the map fairly fast and playing in the jungle anyway because of arrows means a lot of times she's going to be able to get the courier snipe with this ward. They do deward it a lot of the time once the couriers do get grabbed, but you end up providing your team a lot of gold before they catch it out.
Yeah, I place that ward fairly often as a forward position myself. It ends up being quite funny. Sniping like 4 couriers in the first like few minutes of the game.
You're that guy, huh?
Yeah.
Make the game miserable for the enemy team.
Yeah, it's quite funny. All right, mid lane, I annihilate here on the Leshrac, going up against the Storm Spirit. I think overall it's a pretty decent lane here for the Lesh. He has a really good poke here in the form of the Lightning Storm, and alone ends up getting clipped there by that stun. Good amount of damage coming out, but he has invested into a lot of starting regen.
All right.
I guess they both literally have the exact same items. Never mind.
Yeah, and once again, for everybody tuning into the stream, you did manage to catch the first match from me saying earlier, King RD is replacing Monkeys Forever as the official position 3 on Simply 2-based. No update on where Monkeys Forever is, but it looks like he's on a bit of a hiatus from Dota. Hasn't been playing as much recently, which, you know, a lot of people do post-TI qualifiers, just taking a small break.
They're in here in the top lane, level 1, just getting absolutely shredded by the Timbersaw. This might just be first blood. It is gonna go the way of Sacred. He even loses the salve in the process. You have nothing now on this clockwork.
Yeah, I mean, we thought the clockwork would just end up dominating this game. He doesn't get to play in the lane against the Elder Titan, though. So Elder Titan's got free reign of the bottom lane, and Clockwork already off to a rough start. And he's been reduced to courier now. He's bringing out Boris's boots for him.
How nice.
Yeah. What can you do?
Nice play there as Mirana takes the other water rune in the mid lane, actually giving I Annihilate a pretty nice regen advantage. The bottle is coming out right now on the Storm Spirit, though, so he'll eventually top himself off.
Yeah. Storm Spirit, speaking of, did manage to sidestep the split earth from the Leshrac, ended up wasting a little bit of mana. Tried to pull him in and hit him with his static rim. Was slightly off on his own end. Bottom lane. KRD ended up taking some heavy harass here from the Elder Titan. Jubei getting chased out as well. And in the top lane, Imperium's trying to get onto Michael here, but too close to the tower for him to commit a battery assault.
Yeah, I mean, Hoodwink's pretty quick base move speed, right? So doesn't have the easiest time of getting on top of her. Jubei might be in some trouble here in the bottom lane. Gonna have to leap up onto the other camp there. Still has one leap available, but just getting zoned out pretty heavily here by the Elder Titan. Storm walking over. He knows he has to run the other way. He is making space, I suppose. Oh, he gets a courier. Okay. That's kind of value. And just TP's. Oh, he's just going to suicide to the creeps. You know, space made, I guess. What do you think, Neff?
Space made, but you're also off the map for a pretty long time when you die to the creeps like that. It's sometimes just worth it to go down instead of suiciding in these situations.
I mean, doesn't it add like 10 seconds or something?
It's a 30-second death timer.
Oh.
When you die to neutrals. Top lane.
Another dive, this time killing Boris. Imperium is still level 1 on the clockwork here. He's got nothing left. Finally grabs his level 2. Cogs is available. Will send the Timbersaw slightly to the side, but there's just a massive wave here, continuing this pressure under the tower. I'm surprised the tower aggro never switched. Like, he's just getting constantly clicked by the Hoodwink there, but tower was too occupied clicking creeps instead.
When you're good with tower aggro, you're good. And these are professional Dota 2 players here, Ricky. Don't try this kind of tower diving at home, everybody. It won't work. Oh, King RD managed to survive the axes and the Astral Spirit coming out from the Elder Titan in the bottom lane.
For Radiant's middle tower.
And while in the mid, Storm Spirit and Leshrac both approach closer to level 6, and that's when we can see a little bit more action out of both of them. That and that first 6-minute power rune.
Really rough lane here bottom. I mean, Troll is one of the better counters in lane to the Mars. When Mars was really popular and Troll was still like a decent hero, it was picked almost every single game as a response to the Mars, but it's gotten a lot less popular over the last few patches.
Which doesn't seem to do enough. Although with the status resistance nerfs on the Satanic, like when you could just status resist your way out of a lot of things, it felt a lot better. Now he just gets completely destroyed by a Heaven's Halberd, and there's not too much you can do about it. Should be forced to leap out.
He got the courier again. Oh, they tried to go for a spear arrow combo there to maybe pick off that Elder Titan, but Spirit comes up just short.
Unfortunate, and Jubei is going to be forced to walk all the way back to base. No leap charges left. It's going to take him quite a while to get there. Probably a little while before he sees that much more action. He spent a lot of time off the map between dying to neutral creeps and getting pushed back there. Speaking of pushed back, Mars up pretty low to the Troll Warlord. And mid lane.
Well, they're going to go on Annihilate. However, he pops the wand, just turns it around and gets the kill. Now, Michael has to back away. Honestly, really close play there. Annihilate not gonna be able to connect onto the regen bottom as Elder Titan has TP'd mid to make sure that does not happen. Bottle refill in from Jubei though.
Alright, that's going to help a bit. If you get that regen, your Storm Spirit game becomes so hard. Leshrac is just dominating. In fact, you're gonna be dominating anyway. If you can get the Diabolic Edict off on the tower, along with an arrow from Mirana maybe. Oh, he didn't realize that the timer was extended because the TP...
but he does tank an arrow anyway. Alone's got to run. He dies back to back in the mid lane.
He got greedy. He got so greedy.
Yeah, he went for the Vortex instead of just going out completely. Jubei mid lane. Gonna get clicked down here by Sacred. Really well played by him.
Yeah, and unfortunately you got your leap charge up the moment that you went down on the Mirana, but Storm Spirit's game is suddenly so hard after those 2 deaths. I mean, you had to have known that Mirana was still sitting there mid, and you can't really afford to sit on top of this Leshrac. Although not having a great start to the showing. I mean, last game he started off super strong, just bodying Annihilate with the first 2 waves of CS, but ended up falling off. In this game, 2 deaths already on the Storm Spirit. Your game's going to be quite slow. Hopefully you can move to the... Whoa, this is a big stack.
Oh, that is a big stack. Where did that come from? Well, Leshrac just got the tower. If he happens to walk in there, it's pretty big. Now, Alone will be able to clean this up big time. This is very important for him.
Yeah, but he's going to drop to like no HP. I think he has to go back to base after this one.
There are stacks in the Radiant jungle as well, as Boris is cleaning them up at the current moment.
Now,
Wow,
this
the
is what you were
river?
talking about at the start.
The classic Elder Titan versus Clockwork.
Yeah. I mean, he managed to get away. Couldn't break his Triangle boots, unfortunately, so the movement speed wasn't reduced, and he's just able to walk that one off. The bonus movement speed that he's got from the Astral Spirit.
King RD's doing really well in the bottom lane now too. Like he doesn't have a lot of net worth since, you know, the lane is very rough for him to farm in, but he's actually been giving a decent amount of experience, and now with the rotation of Annihilate and this Arcane Rune, they're gonna do a lot of damage to this tower. They do go ahead and TP down Sacred on the Timbersaw. Mr. King RD is ready to go, but TPs are mounting. They need to back on out.
Yeah. They're not
Arena
going to get
comes
the
through, spears down the Timbersaw. Split Earth is there. They turn it around. They get the kill. King RD still alive for the moment. Getting chased down by Alone here. One more Spirit's going to finish him off, and a great bushwhack holding Lesh in place. Now they get the kill. A 2-for-1 ends up being a fantastic fight here from Infamous as they protect the tower.
Yeah, just not able to find that team fight there. Luna, Boris, not like nearly farmed enough to be participating in this kind of stuff, and Clockwork, no hook shot to get into that last second. So advantage in numbers there. They do kill the Timbersaw to kind of mitigate their losses, but oh no.
They know about the stack.
They know. Fighting into an Elder Titan when you're stacking creeps is no easy task.
Lesh needs to clean these up. Lesh or Luna like have to clean up this stack like pretty quick. Luna focusing on top lane. Does have the Mask of Madness now completed. Finishes up those treads. So she is going to start pulling away in net worth here pretty easily.
Stupendous.
You'd think so, yeah. Right, there it is. I mean, once she's got this Dragonlance, I imagine she's going to just book it over for that ancient stack. Until then, you have to fight pretty close to it. You're going to tank up a lot of hits.
Oh, she clears out this creep. They want to go. Vortex comes through, and now Luna caught by a bushwhack. Plenty of damage here from the Timbersaw as Boris just goes down. Fantastic find here from Infamous.
Yeah, King RD originally TPing onto that one and decided it's going to be way too late. Instead, opts to focus down this tier 1 tower. Catapult's going to do a bit of damage to it, but they might just drop in return for this. King RD's going to hold his ground and go for this catapult and tower, it looks like.
He denies the catapult. One more auto attack comes through. They deny the tower. All right, well played by Sacred there on the Timbersaw. I annihilate an Imperium off on the side here, but he's still not level 6 on this Clockwork.
Yeah, no jump. Does he have a book coming out to himself right now? Yeah, he does. He had that earlier. They might have been able to catch that Timbersaw, find themselves a kill, but late book. Turn their eyes to mid lane. They might be able to grab Michael. Oh, they're getting Sacred.
Question is, can they finish off the kill? Nice. Split Earth comes through. Imperium goes down to I Annihilate, falling incredibly low as well. Sacred pops that barrier, and he's out with another kill. Murata now caught by Alone into a bushwhack. 3 kills going the way of Infamous, and they're looking for King RD, and they should be able to pick him off. They do. 4 for 0, neph.
Yeah, that was a rough start to that one. They could have been completely different. The Clockwork just committed the hook shot to keep that Timbersaw in place, but I think he was hoping that the battery assault would interrupt that initial chain, but it just didn't happen. Took way too long to commit damage to that Timbersaw, and he completely fell apart after that one. Now Infamous 2k net worth advantage here at 12 minutes, so you get a lot of chip damage in on this tier 1 tower.
They see this Luna farming this huge stack, but they are a little... I'm surprised they're as afraid as they are to like go into that triangle right now. Boris.
This is not good. You need to be winning this phase of the game.
Yeah.
Like, your lineup is meant to be super strong at like the 10 to 20 minute mark. After that, Infamous is going to start to come back. But they're ahead right now.
So much gold going to be going the way of Boris here, but he's still behind. He is still not on par with this Troll Warlord, who just had a really strong lane. Managed to pick up that early Maelstrom, now going for that Yasha.
2.5 mana regen talent picked up here on the Storm Spirit, so looking to stay on the map a little bit more. Plays forward here in the mid lane, but there's a Yule Scepter on Leshrac.
He gets the Split Earth into the hook shot and the arrow. Get down, Mr. President, as Clockwork takes the sharpshooter as well.
You love to see that jump in front.
That was a really nice catch there. That's the Yule's reveal. Obviously, Storm was not aware that was available. And a good attempt there from the Hoodwink, right, to try and cancel that combo.
Radiant's bottom tower is in danger.
No such luck, though. Luna's starting to catch back up to the Troll Warlord. This seems to be a pattern. Boris falling off at the start of the game, then he always manages to catch back up after finding a little bit of farm. Just give him a little bit of time, he gets back into the game, but he is on a timer for sure. In the late game, he's not going to do so well against the Troll Warlord.
Yeah, I think a lot of that's going to come down to the clockwork and the Mars, right? Like they need to be able to control that hero. Mid lane, they managed to find Mirana once again. King RD drops a nice arena, and Imperium on the backside trying to just keep that boy alive. Split Earth not going to happen, but Timbersaw, you've come in really far here. Arrow comes through with the Split Earth, all the damage. They have a spear, sends it back under the tower. And comes Storm Spirit trying to finish off the clockwork, but it's not going to be enough. A big death there for Sacred.
Yeah. Timbersaw doesn't want to be going down at times like these inside the map. So try to look for more, but you're pretty low here on mana with Eye Annihilate. I don't think you want to keep going off this, but
King
RD disagrees.
Blinks forward, going aggressive. Arrow comes out. They find the troll. Split Earth to come through as well. You make those trades for sure. Imperium goes down, though.
Do you, though?
I mean, you got the troll. You got the troll. Boris is still alive. You give a little bit of gold on over to Storm, though, which is the issue. His game has been absolutely neutered. Alone has almost nothing. But slowing down Troll Warlord is pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Luna pulling at him is pretty important. You don't want the Troll Warlord to hit his timing before the Luna does. I mean, that was one of the issues that happened with the last game, is Luna had eventually fallen off against the Faceless Void, and Troll Warlord is going to play in a pretty similar fashion, get into Luna's face, and Boris isn't going to be able to do anything anymore. Working on this Manta style at the moment. Net worth has finally evened out here as I take a look into this stuff. Game all of a sudden pretty even. We got 54% win probability for Dire. Oh, sorry, for Radiant, 55 now, and 45 for Dire. What do you got here, Ricky?
About the same. Well, we have a kill happening in the top side. They actually managed to pick off that Earth Spirit, now Alone, able to get out after taking down the Lesh. An even bigger kill. They've also found the Mirana on the backside. Alone bottling up, trying to find this kill. Moonlight Shadow, not going to be enough to save her. King RD is here on the backside. Blink Spear does find the Timbersaw. Is the damage there for this, though? He drops the arena, trapping them in place. Boris has to drop the Eclipse. Great hook shot in from Imperium. Can they take down Alone? They do. Double kill for Sacred. Boris now needs to run. He can't take down the Timbersaw by himself, and with Troll Warlord rotating in on the side, it's going to be a real rough escape here for Luna as she gets picked off. Goes the way of the Troll there.
Another team fight going their way on Infamous, and I feel like your timing is starting to expire. But only a 600 gold swing there. Storm Spirit going down, not ideal. He's not having the best game, but I feel like it's not going to matter. Luna missing her timing at this point. This is going to be the Troll Warlord game here. Lumiere just going to be popping off before long, I feel. Moves over to the agents. I mean, once his BKB's done, they're not going to have the damage to take him out anymore, right? It's all magic damage coming out from Simply TOOBASED.
At the moment, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, eventually they'll have a little bit more physical damage with Mars. Luna will be able to pump out a lot, but it's going to be a pretty long time before you do that. You might be able to catch him out before he pops the BKB, or you kite him around if you can get yourself like a Heaven's Halberd, but you're still working on your Yule Scepter on Mars. The Heaven's Halberd isn't going to come up for a very long time.
He did grab a very early Blink Dagger. The Yule's is so good on this hero as well, but they've definitely struggled on the side of Simply TOOBASED to take any of the fights. And we saw last game, the fighting was like their biggest weakness, right? Infamous looked so much cleaner in the engagements, and it started to look that way again.
Yeah, they seem to pop off as the game goes. I mean,
Storm,
no.
A long jump here down to find this clockwork, and he's gonna grab it with the help of Sacred.
Yeah, no fear. Realizes the enemies on elsewhere on the map, and they're not going to come to save their poor position 5. Radiant map is somewhat dark.
Top lane, Alone needs to be careful. He is pretty much out of mana. Drum's gonna get popped. Not an item we see all that often anymore.
Their Elder Titan isn't a hero that we see super often anymore either. Drum's the very good, like, active though. I mean, 45 attack speed and 13% movement speed. It comes with 8 charges. That's value right there.
I guess.
It just, you have to go pretty far out of your way to build it though. It only gives you 6 strength, 6 int now. They reworked that item so many times, man.
Yeah, drums is always either really strong or really weak, and it's mostly just because of like death ball metas. Smoke up here on the side of Infamous. Looks like Jubei might pop it. Yeah, in comes that Storm Spirit. Boris just drops those Manta Illusions and runs the other way. Mid lane tier 1 tower still stands though.
It's all Boris can do at the moment, but there's no way they're going to be able to defend their mid tower any longer. They give this one up, and I imagine this is where they start taking complete control of the map.
They can go Rosh.
Their eyes.
They just got BKB on Troll. They can go Rosh.
Yeah. There's no way they could fight into the Troll Warlord. He gets his hands on them. He's got this BKB available. They just can't pump damage back into him. He doesn't have any lifesteal right now, though. Someone else is going to have to tank up for him.
You got a Timbersaw, right?
Yeah. You run a risk of everyone dropping fill. Oh my god, that's quick.
Yeah. The drum's active as well. Hook shot. It's available. They've got to get into the pit. It comes out, but it's blocked by Sacred. Well played. Arrow will catch the troll, but Imperium just goes down. Alone, looking for more on the backside. Nice Vortex there, holding that Mirana in place as they now took for Lishrak even.
And
if they're gonna find this one. Oh, they will. They're gonna wrap right around, and I Annihilate crumbles. Double kill there for Sacred on the Timbersaw, and
in the
now
bottom
a 3K
lane,
gold lead.
Lumiere.
Oh no, he found the Luna.
No Hurricane Pike, no Force Staff to get away from this one, so Boris just drops. Not only do they give up Roche with the Aegis, they lose 4 heroes when they're trying to defend the pit, and Luna try to make space and take advantage of the fact the enemy's on the other side of the map. Not wasting a beat here on Infamous.
Yeah, they're looking so dang good.
None on this stage shrink from a fight.
Things are looking rough for NA today. Things are looking rough for NA in general here, Ricky.
Yeah, this tournament, you mean?
Yeah.
KingRD losing everything here as Sacred just dives in behind the tower, and nice cogs there, able to break that Timber Chain. But Imperium now in harm's way. Jubei, I don't know if he can keep him alive. Huh? Looks like he's just tanky enough. Is that a mech that came out? It was. He has a mech on Jubei.
He's going to be able to heal them up, but they don't have the damage to take down any of these heroes anymore, I feel. KRD does have his Yules completed, but I don't know. I don't know about this.
Arena Spear, grabbing Troll Warlord, arrow to follow, but they're looking for the backside. It's a 2-man bushwhack just doing work. I Annihilate's got to run. He's falling low. He dies. Boris pops the Eclipse, trying to do what he can, maybe finding some kills, but they still got BKB on the Troll. They've got everything still available. You lost 2 once again just for an Aegis this time.
And you lose your tower to that one. Mir ended up finishing that one off as his team chased down the enemy heroes. Fight recaptures another 2,500 XP swing, 1,100 gold after that team fight. It's not getting any easier, Ricky.
Storm finds a regen. Sacred jumping in really aggressively here. They just want to disengage on TOOBASED as in comes the Storm Spirit again. The regen, he does not really care right now. Just gonna try and find whatever he can. Stomp onto Boris. Bookshwat is there. Can they get out? KingRD in trouble as well. Boris pops the Manta style, continues to chase to the base. A nice tank there from the Clockwork on that sharpshooter, but he dies. The second time Imperium has tried to absorb one of these sharpshooters, but oh man, they are out for blood here on Infamous. Now a 7K gold lead, 29-9.
Yeah, I mean, it just littered with radiant kills here on the graphs. Just green dot after green dot, finding these heroes on simply TOOBASED. Boris is terrified to even approach the creep wave here, sitting up in the trees for a moment. But for good reason. I mean, already on the case here on Elder Titan. He's gonna get to survive for now. Unfortunately, Storm Spirit just sitting too low on mana to be able to zip across the map and catch him out. Looking to change that now, though. Looking to build a BKB on the Storm, too. All of a sudden having to play very tight together if they want to be able to do anything. This is one of the... I mean, this is where they started to fall apart last time on TOOBASED, but Infamous winning at this point in the game feels like Luna never really had a chance to come online.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Jubei
They'll know that there's a ward over here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Michael jumping in aggressively. They get the D ward. Cogs are going to be dropped, and they turn it back with their own D ward. All right.
Things looking pretty rough right now. Simply based on their last leg. Still so far away from any items that are going to change things around for them. They need this BKB on Mars. They need the BKB on Luna. It's
Maybe
still quite
Alone
far.
didn't check Roche timer. I'm not really sure what he's doing in there right now. It literally can't be up for another 3.5 minutes.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Maybe he was just shopping, you know? He had to go to a safe place on the map, which was Roche Pit.
Safe zone?
Yeah. They smoke up on the side of the Infamous, looking for a hero. I mean, they don't really want to jump the clockwork. Storm Spirit's going to show in the mid lane. But if they find the Luna, it would be huge. Bushwhack just barely catches her. And now in comes the Storm Spirit. Mansa style, not going to save you. 2 heroes dead.
Buys out before she goes down. The Ogre Club sitting on her hero now, but still another 1,000 gold away from this BKB that she so desperately needs. But even with the BKB, you don't have the damage to take down these Infamous heroes anymore. It's 31-9. Now your tier 1 tower, or tier 3 tower under siege here by the flamethrower by this Troll Warlord. No fortify up. There's nothing you can do about this. You just lost your racks.
Yeah, I mean, you have a BKB on Annihilate, but there's not a lot of options here. They are finally TPing back on some of the other heroes. The Bushwhack sets up a kill. You know, we were talking about the BKB on Annihilate, but sometimes you just get picked off and you lose Mars as well. They might actually call it here, Neff. I don't know. It's looking really bad.
This is one of the darkest days for North American Dota.
It is a 13k gold lead. Troll's about to take his second lane of barracks. You don't have Mars, you don't have Lesh for another 30 seconds.
No fortify for another 30 either. Lose the second one. I mean, the only saving grace, the fact that tier 1 and tier 2 towers still standing in the bottom lane that won't be able to take mega creeps off of this one. But gonna stick around to finish off this rain rack. They're in no rush. Still another 10 seconds for the Lesh rack, and they're out of there after this one. Now they can play it cool. They might even wait for the next Roche if they feel like it, but they haven't lost a team fight in ages.
Yeah, I think this is one of those situations where a lot of this just comes down to teamfight execution. This time the lanes did go a lot better for Infamous than they did in game 1, which was, you know, where Simply TOOBASED excelled. But like you said, they have not been able to win a single fight. Another jump pick off here onto the Mars. He has no way out, just bursted, and now in comes Imperium. He tried to go for a hook shot and make some space in the fight. He is doing it, but godlike spree for Sacred, and he is not done. Looking for the Leshrac. BKB comes out. Want to be able to keep himself alive.
All he can do is BKB and leave. That's all he can do.
He can't turn. They don't have the damage to take down any of these heroes.
Instead, they'll just turn their eyes to this tier 1 tower. They'll grab tier 2 tower. They'll grab tier 3 neutral items. Titan's Liver found. This Troll Warlord is going to be invincible. Sanjayasha, BKB, Titan's Liver against all of this magic damage. How do you kill him now?
I love the blinks that they've picked up here too. Sacred, Lumiere, as well as Michael, all have blink daggers. They just want to follow this Storm Spirit into the fight wherever he goes and jump these backline heroes. They're under the cover of Moonlight Shadow. Spear is going to send Troll into the backside, but he actually misses the barracks and just pops up Battle Trance looking for Boris. The range bash is there. Earth Splitter not going to find the kill on him, but it takes down Imperium instead. And now you're in a lot of trouble here on the side of TOOBASED. You are trapped at your fountain's entrance as Sacred on the Timber Saw, just setting up kill after kill.
Pulls him back out.
Alone, just taunting his enemies at this point. TOOBASED.
That pull out there. Hey, where you going? I Annihilate, says Alone. I'm not done with you yet.
No, they are not indeed alone. Pops the BKB, just barely keeping himself alive there. TOOBASED a little too dead here as this game comes to an end. Infamous closing out this series 2-0, looking really strong.
What a day for SA Dota. What a 2 days for SA Dota. Ends up knocking down both these North American teams, and Infamous great showing with their changed up roster.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so once again, for everybody tuning in just now, Infamous having a lone stand-in. No word on Faker, whether or not he's going to be on the official roster. KXY, Monkeys Forever on Simply 2Base, switched out for King RD. Not the best start, but when you mix players around, sometimes your fundamental game can change a little bit. This is me hitting that copium hard. One of my favorite teams, Simply 2Base. I want to see them succeed going forward, so hopefully they'll get up stronger after this loss. Game number 1, they kind of threw that one away, but game number 2, Infamous just winning the entire time. I don't think that 2Base was ever in it. Boris just did not have a game, it felt like.
No, he did not. This was just a great performance overall. I mean, Storm did have a rough start early. He did get rotated on. They found some big kills onto the Storm Spirit, but the Troll Warlord basically uncontested from minute 0. And and Boris actually dying in this off lane multiple times here to Sacred's Timbersaw. I mean, Sacred popped off so heavily this game, 18, 2, and 14. Like, that is an absurd score for this offlane Timber. He did have like one uncharacteristic, kind of a little bit of a overextension death, but it didn't seem to really matter at the end of the day as Infamous closed it out 2-0. I mean, we've had nothing but 2-0s here, Neff. 2 days in a row.
Yeah. I guess both teams just showing up, showing that they want to play in this main tournament. This is just the closed qualifiers, everybody. I know some of you are going to be a little bit disappointed by the fact that we're not doing post-game interviews, but unfortunately don't have the stuff set up for that yet. I will be trying to get them for the games that I can.
We'll probably have to wait till like group stage or playoffs.
Group stage, yeah, exactly. Having some technical difficulties today. Thank you everybody who hung out the entire day. Congratulations to Infamous and Furia, who had an amazing showing today. Getting these 2-0s over these teams is not easy.
Yeah, absolutely no joke at all. And big shout out to our sponsors, Mate and LoopBet, for making the tournament possible. Big shout out to Beyond the Summit for hosting the tournament, giving people like Neph and myself a place to cast and show our love of Dota. So yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. We will see you all tomorrow.
Nope. Hold on. That's not going to be us tomorrow. That's
it's not us.
Be,
so I'm saying they'll see games tomorrow. It's not going to be Neph and I. You guys will get a different commentating duo. But make sure to come back. Same place, same Titan.
Less handsome.
Much less handsome. I'm sure if you guys have seen Neph, but there's not many people that can outscale him as far as that goes. We'll be back tomorrow. Not Neph and I, but someone will be back tomorrow. Casting more Dota here on Beyond the Summit. We'll see you all next time here on the LoopBet Pro Series Season 7. Have a wonderful night.